All right, guys, what's going on? So I just finished eating dinner and I was, scrolling the internet while I was eating, so to speak, and I came across this very interesting article that is very true, and I never thought I'd see the day, so I thought I'd make this video and talk something a little bit off subject here for a minute, and I thought it was interesting enough to make a video about it, and at the same time, I was interested to see if I could possibly make a fourth video today that would be worth it, and lo and behold, I find this. So check this out. So the title of this article is, and I quote, "The world could be running out of condoms because of pandemic." Well, first and foremost, the very first thing that said to me is, well, people are definitely still fucking, and at the same time, they're being more safe than ever because, ladies, I'm sure you can agree with me on this. You can't really rely on a man's pullout game. You know what I mean? If he tries to say, baby, I don't want to be using condoms, don't worry, I'll pull out. Let me tell you something, man. Easier said than done. Don't let him bullshit you. And every single guy that has a wee-wee or not a wee-wee that doesn't have a problem, so to speak, with inflation, so to speak, you know what I mean? That doesn't rely on Viagra, Cialis, or the Hodge twins balls deep formula or whatever the hell it is. A regular guy that's healthy enough to not rely on something like that could tell you it is very difficult to pull out when you're about to reach the point of no return. We like to keep that pleasure continued and moving, you know what I mean? It's part of how our little tool or big tool, or depending on however gifted or non-gifted you are. In my personal case, I'm definitely not gifted. I mean, for a second there, there was one time where somebody thought I was a midget. Oh, and I mean, no disrespect to the little people. Somebody thought I was a little person. Yeah, and I might even need a microscope one of these days as I get older, because, as you get older, things shrink, But anyway, let's continue with this. I want to read this article to you. So, the world's biggest maker of condoms warned that of a global shortage of supply falls by almost 50%, while its stockpile is set to last for just another 2 months. Holy fucking shit. Malaysia-based Carex BHD, which states that one out of every five condoms worldwide, only restarted its factories on Friday after a week-long closure, working with just half of its workforce to comply with a lockdown that the country imposed on certain to contain the spread of the you know what. The company said that condoms are only made in China and India. The company said condoms are mainly made in China and India, which are both heavily impacted by the pandemic. Holy shit. Let's see here. Meanwhile, demand is growing at double digits as governments around the world issue a stay-at-home notice, and many people abstain from having children due to the uncertain future, said, I can't pronounce that name, I apologize, who's the group chief executive officer at Carex. The company produces for brands like Durex, as well as its own line of specialty condoms such as Durain flavored ones, and wow, flavored condoms are still popular. My goodness, I'd rather eat a Jolly Rancher. But anyway, I don't play on that side of the fence. I do not suck dick, folks, despite the fact that many of you guys have called me all sorts of names that say I suck dick just because I hate Modern Warfare. But anyway, let's keep it going. It turns out that more than 5 billion condoms a year and exports them more to 140 countries. That has become more challenging as governments shut borders and airlines cancel flights. I would definitely say this is an unprecedented stage. We've never seen such a disruption. In an interview said on Friday, condoms could get much more expensive. He warned, imagine paying $10 a condom. You want to fuck, you got to pay $10. Holy shit. We are still paying all of our workers full salaries, but workers only come in half the time. So generally, there will be a cost increase. Holy shit, dude. I really never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd really see the day. I mean, you got countries like China that are overpopulated before this pandemic became a thing. You got countries like China that are overpopulated and they're still fucking like rabbits, man. I mean, there's over 2 billion people in China? Like, holy shit. All that healthy eating that they do, because they eat a lot of healthy foods. I mean, there's definitely not as many obese people in China as there are here in the U.S. And I guarantee you these people probably have a higher sex drive than the average person in other countries that have a higher obesity rate or whatnot. Although I will say this, though, there are a lot of people, let me rephrase this. There are people that I've been with that were overweight. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely, I love curves. I love curves, and I don't discriminate. I would say about 200 pounds is my personal limit. But in terms of the kind of woman that I would do the deed with, so to speak, somewhere around there. 200 pounds or so is the limit. It also depends on the woman, too. If she's really tall, then it can be over 200 pounds, and it won't look like, it won't look like Jabba the Hutt level or anything like that. Again, no disrespect. I'm just trying to be a little funny here and there and give my viewers a little bit something to laugh at, because quite frankly, it's one of my favorite types of videos to make, if you haven't noticed already. But wow, I really never ever thought I'd see the day to where something like a pandemic like this would cause condoms to run out. Now, obviously, people are still fucking. So, and here's the thing: if you're using condoms, then wow, I actually just thought of this. Well, married couples and couples that have been serious are obviously going to be using things like birth control, right? But at the same time, there are women out there that can't use birth control because of its side effects. For some women specifically, it has so many hormonal effects on them, and it makes them really gain weight really fast, or has some other side effects that are even worse than that, or even gives them cancer cells or stuff like that. So for things like this, it's the pill is not really an option for the ladies. There's some women that get what's that implant called that gets inserted into the vajayjay that keeps the little tadpoles from attacking the egg. I keep on forgetting what the hell it's called. It's not an IED, because I think it's an IUD or something like that. An IED is the bomb in Ghosts that everybody fucking hated, unless I'm wrong and that they named it after that. Can you imagine that shit? But anyway, I personally thought that this was extremely interesting. I mean, the most interesting subject, or one of the most interesting subject. I mean, it's arguable whether it's a top 3 subject in the world that people like to discuss is sex, right? Anything penetrating, anything that has anything to do with sex, and anything kinky or stuff like that. For those of you guys that like that sort of thing, for those of you guys that like to be tied down and whipped up until a point to where you look like a dog on a leash that's been horribly abused, but you actually like it, or whatever the deal is. Whatever floats your boat, man. I'm not gonna discriminate here in any way, shape, or form. I mean, like I said, I like bigger girls. I mean, I like all girls. But I mean, but put it this way: if you have a little junk in the trunk, you got my attention even more. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I mean, what do you think of this? I mean, do you think we should kind of slow it down to kind of preserve condoms, or to just like slow down having sex and promote abstinence or whatnot? I wouldn't be surprised at this point if there was some sort of world commercial or some shit like that, or some sort of really big news article that gets even bigger than the one that I just read to you, that it gets to a point to where like they start doing commercials about abstinence. Like, I kid you not, people are going to be man, I'll tell you what, man, the hub is absolutely going to be extremely, extremely popular, and it's going to be making a lot more money than it already is due to the fact that people are doing this, or people are going to be making videos that post on the hub or whatnot, that are content creators, so to speak, for the hub, that are going to be like, this is what I'm doing during this pandemic. And it's going to be crazy, man. As this pandemic continues, life is only going to continue to get more and more crazy, as this is insane. Holy shit. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the current subject. And please let me know down in the comment section, what are your thoughts? And of course, the very last question I have for you before I close out this commentary is, ladies, do you trust your man in his pull-out game? And gentlemen, is your pull-out game better or worse than what you say it is? But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you got a laugh, definitely let me know. And whatever I need to do to make my videos better or more funny, let me know. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.